And we are back in the room for today, Monday, October 27th. Good morning again, everybody. Welcome back to the room. Welcome back to the Power Fix. Hope everybody's doing relatively well. Yeah, despite everything that's going on, still gotta keep hope and faith alive, right? Um, wow, what's going on? Jeez. Today, magnitude 4.8 earthquake struck off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago, about 295 kilometers south of Kingston, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tremor was felt across the eastern Caribbean, including St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, especially Carriacou and PT Martinique, and parts of Trinidad and Tobago. No significant damage or injuries have been reported. The University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center continues to monitor the situation and advises residents to stay alert and follow safety protocols. Whew. We're dealing with a lot, aren't we? Anyways, let me just share this quickly so we can get the show on the road. And if you're already here, do me a favor and share as well. And get more folks involved in the conversation. Hope everybody's doing fine. Thank you so much, Nirvana Spa and Detox, Beacon Insurance, and Western Union for powering up our morning once again. And a special morning, afternoon, evening, night to you. If you are 26, geez. If you are tuned in, that's for, hold on, let me just share this. There we go. Yeah, so a special morning, afternoon, evening, night to you, wherever you are listening or viewing this live stream. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, or if you're listening via radio 95.1, 95.3, or listening via the app, good day, everybody. Whew, we're dealing with a lot this morning, aren't we? But as always, we stand firm in the Gideon. Shante, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Had a holiday on Saturday. Didn't feel like a holiday for me because don't work on Saturday and don't usually do much except the household chores. So didn't feel like a holiday, but did rest, after Tales from the Crates. And for those of you who didn't attend, listen, y'all missed a party. Y'all missed a party. I think the DJs understood the assignment, the music, had us singing, had us dancing, especially the R&B segments. So big up to all the DJs and to you, the patrons who came out and partied with us. Thank you so very much for making it what it was. Thank you to the folks at Lavo Lanes for accommodating us. It was indeed a wonderful night. Yeah. Listen, at this stage, if you're at the party isn't like this, don't invite me. Because, like I said, I ain't about to bubble and do nada zilch. Just want to sway and just move and sing and enjoy the music. Yeah? Other than that, I'll sit it out. So as I was saying, good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Marianne. Good morning, Unison. Hey, Roxanne. Roxanne, you got there late. You missed Dr. Dre. You missed Snappy. You missed a lot, but I guess you got a little bit. Della Fletcher, good morning. Well, Della always there from early o'clock. Morning, Shauna. Morning, Terrace. Good morning, Skypox. You're on YouTube. Melvin Brown. Good morning. Christelle. Who else is here? Andrea. Good morning. Hope you're doing better. Good morning, Lydia James. Hope you're good. Folks in Canada. Good morning, Kendra, Denise, Meave James, Joyous James, Abigail, Nelson, Jayla Board, Amanda Aline, Jackie Douglas Adams. Good morning. Buenos dias. Hope you're well. Diane Jerome, Rita Williams, who else is here? G-Eds. Need to adjust my schedule to tune in at 3 p.m. now. Yeah, the clocks have gone back. Yeah, so yes, I need to remind you guys of that. So make the necessary adjustments, okay? Hey, Vanessa, Rachel, Boateng, good morning. Rachel Samuel. A lot of James and Samuel, and not Samuel, but Rachel's in the chat this morning. Vanessa, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Trisha Franklin, good morning. Rajesh, Jenny, hey, good morning. Debbie Crony, Look who's up early. You got a dream? Wow. Morning, Gabby. Gabby, that menu and mm, that that diet ain't working for you at all. At this point, you might as well give up the fight. Precious Jewel, good morning. Sensi Lisha, good morning. Hey, Jennifer, Shauna, Diana, who else is here? Jennifer Lawrence, Kem Simeon, good morning. Rayford George, Muscles in the building, New Jersey, checking in. Yeah, I was crying. Nah, Debbie, don't ever do that again. Imagine Dijon had to come and give me a hug and tell me I ain't looking something missing. I'm missing my handbag. Don't ever do that again. You miss out. Wise King, big up yourself. Kimberly, big up yourself. Dimly, big up. Hey, everybody. Of course, I ain't doing too well today at all. I didn't sleep too good at all last night because, the pending Hurricane Melissa, I swear it's like it's coming here. It's just, my anxiety was like through the roof. It is right now, and I'm holding it together, but I'm just feeling so anxious and like praying for because I always say I sleep here, but I sleep here, but I'm always in Jamaica via the bloggers, and I'm on so many, TikTok, following so many Jamaicans on TikTok and YouTube and what have you, that it almost feels like, you have that connection with them. And, hearing this Category 5 hurricane that is about to make landfall later on, man, I can't begin to imagine what they're going through because we've done it. Been Ivan, we had, what's her name, Beryl. We didn't get the brunt of it on the mainland, but the folks in Carriacou are still trying to put things together. But I saw, what's his name, the Prime Minister, Honorable Andrew Holness, this morning, trying to reassure them and, of course, asking them to prepare, and, for the impact of it, to take all the necessary precautions as much as they can, because how the nature of these hurricanes, you can prepare as much as you want, but the force which they strike with sometimes, but you still have to be prepared. Electricity, water, those are the first to cut, and then but have flooding and all sorts of things, and especially for those who may be living in homes that are close to the sea, they're warning of storm surges and all of that, and asking them to relocate. And you know how stubborn we can be. We think we can ride it out and we can withstand it. But I think hurricanes have proven time and time again the sheer strength. They leave nothing in their path. Anything they come in, contact with. Saw this man in Jamaica tie up his mangoes in a bag on the tree, and I'm like, dude, the entire branch will be gone. A Category 5 hurricane, plastic bag tie up to protect him. I guess, what I like about us, even in the midst of tragedy and gloom and doom, we still maintain a sense of humor. We still manage to laugh because there are people still out there surfing. Right now, I'm looking at some different streams on YouTube, and people are still on the streets. Vehicles are driving. I guess they're looking to do last-minute preparation to stock up on their perishables and what have you. The non-perishables, sorry, what have you. So people are still walking. As we speak, this view is from May Pen. And look, this man just walking down the street casually, like he ain't have a care in the world. Like, today's just a normal day and rain falling. But I know there are a lot of people whose anxiety is through the roof right now, and they're extremely worried because this hurricane is being compared to Gilbert, and Gilbert was bad. And this one now, Category 5, it's like, whew, it's tough. Preston, Bishop, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. When I say good morning to no acknowledgement, and I give trouble my name all over the nation. I didn't see you. Came in late, and I already moved on. But when I say no, I call him and give trouble my name all over the nation. I didn't see you. Hey, Rita, good morning. I didn't see you either. Morning, Rita. Heard you had a ball of a time at on Cock, but I mean, by now I think folks know what to expect when they hear Rita and the ultimate Perfections band, you already know a good time is guaranteed. So big up yourself, Rita. But yeah, getting back to Jamaica, it is really, really. I don't know about y'all, but um, right, Sean, I can't even bother with Rose right now. I give up with Rose. You know, some people will try with them, and then after a while, it's like you just have to leave them to their own vices, to whatever. You know, there are some people that are just stuck in their ways, and no matter what you say, we have this old, and she loves to talk about her. She's a Gemini, and this and that, like that, supposed to excuse her behavior and not take stock of herself. And I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with people who ain't bothering with themselves. I move on long time. But as I was saying, Preston says Rita doing the most, telling people move the fence. Yeah, but seriously, I want us all to just keep the folks in Jamaica in our thoughts and prayers. Yeah, and if and when the time comes they're gonna need our help, then we do so. And while we're at that, I want to commend the government of Grenada. And I mean, sometimes we talk about. Hold on, I'm trying to get back in. I logged out of this thing. We know it is their duty to do certain things. We know it is their responsibility to do certain things, but that doesn't mean you can't acknowledge and say thanks when they do, and not just take it for granted that that's what they're there for. They have a responsibility to the citizens of this country, but when they go the extra mile, I see nothing wrong with saying well done, and I'm making reference to the students that were able to get on that flight out. My understanding, not everyone had the opportunity to, and I hope the others who didn't get on the flights, that they're in a safe place and that they'll be okay, and keeping them in our thoughts and prayers as well. But also want to commend the government for chartering that flight to get our students out, because this situation, it is a sticky one, because according to the latest news, Melissa has strengthened again. Well, what about Melissa? Somebody take Melissa, man. Why is Melissa problem in truth? This big Monday. Where's she going all this speed? And the worst part is it is so slow moving. That is the terrifying part. It's not like she can just get up, do and move. Because the longer she takes, she's gaining strength, and you would hope she would gain or it would lessen. But she has strengthened again, and winds are now 165 miles per hour. Pressure 908. Its western motion has slowed, and the eye has slightly jogged off the forecasted track, and this is likely a small wobble before it begins heading north toward Jamaica. What's she problem in truth, boy? In India, people saying that, people that can listen, people have different coping mechanisms. A lot of people will go into panic attack, will start getting anxiety and panic attacks like I would the last time hurricane was coming, and that was my mode. And there are others to try not to take it on, and they'll try to joke it out, they'll try to do normal things. It's not that they don't understand the power of hurricane, because I think we've seen it, a lot of people have experienced it, but when the time comes, it's like people find different coping mechanisms. They don't want to dwell on it, so they'll either continue acting as though it's normal times, nothing doing, but that, I guess, is just their way of coping. No two persons are the same, so I wouldn't necessarily point finger and say this people this and people don't, It's just that sometimes people cope differently. People coping mechanisms are different, so I just hope that they are prepared. Amidst all of what they got going on, I hope that they're prepared. And there are still people who will look for ways to distress you and cause problems, because I also saw a message from, was it on the Jamaica Observer, from Flo, or one of them, saying the cables, stolen cables and fuel or something. Criminal elements will also use this as an opportunity to facilitate their crime, to loot, to rob, to distress other people. and they're sitting waiting for that moment. So Flo and others, they've said they've put a lot of measures in place to be able to back up, because when hurricanes, there are trees, poles, utility poles, and all of that. So they've been trying to stock up to ensure that, as soon as it passes, they'll be able to be on the ground and doing necessary repairs. And while they're doing that, there are people stealing their stuff. It's like, Gaston put their students in a whole hotel. So I'm talking, so let me get back to the government and the chartered flights. It's like we take everything and make a problem. They do, you're damned. You don't, you're still damned. Because while we are here talking about, oh, that's their right, and oh, that's what they're students from Trinidad. If you guys are following it on social media, saying their ambassador sent them, and they were showing the video. Some had one little pack of Milo, 2 tin of corned beef, some crackers, a couple sausages, I think it was, and that was it, and a stay safe message. And they claimed they were given a flight out, but the students are now showing emails to state that what the minister is saying, who called a whole press conference, was saying is not true, because this is the time they received the communique about flights leaving, Caribbean Airlines leaving, and it wasn't a chartered flight per se. It's like they had to go fly themselves out. So while we are here taking this for granted, there are students from other islands that are stuck there, and their governments, their ambassadors gave them a handful of things to hold for probably. As a matter of fact, I remember the last time when they say hurricane coming, I buy one amount of snacks, and the hurricane didn't even hit yet, and I eat all my snacks for Saturday stress, and I don't know what to do with myself. The hurricane didn't even hit yet. When they say Beryl was coming, thank God Beryl didn't do any major damage, unlike Carriacou, and we're still trying to recover from that. I eat all my snacks. I buy some cornados. That's one of my favorite snacks. The in the yellow pack, they're made out of corn, and it's shaped like a tornado, but they call it cornados. I buy about 6-pack of that, and before Beryl even passed in the day, I couldn't find nothing else to eat. I sit down and I eat all them snacks. So imagine again them children 2 tin of corned beef. What else they get? 3 tin. What they have? Tuna. They get some tuna too, and that's about it. So they're still there, and praying and hoping to God that they will be safe. So what we are taking for granted, and I've seen so many Trinidadians under the post and saying, no, look at what Grenada did for their students. Albeit everybody wasn't able to get out, but for the most part, at least they got some out. And I pray that the others will be safe. I had to chant, I will not eat my hurricane snacks. Meaning went in for that. I see down there stress under the hurricane. I said, let me just munch on one still, and before you know it, before the day fall, when I look back, all my snacks done. So I couldn't even chant. Only God can cease the storm. People need to come together and pray while trusting God to calm the storm. That's what most we can do. But the way this thing is going, and I'm looking and listening at the Fox reporters, and they're looking at this in amazement, and they can't believe the intensity of this hurricane. And she's not letting up. Like I just read, she's intensifying. Me know who upset Melissa, what going on with Melissa. Hold on, let me see what's the latest over there. Me know who upset Melissa, but somebody needs to apologize pronto, and because she's not. There's already flooding, so overflow at Alligator Pond as Hurricane Melissa continues to impact Jamaica. Strong winds and heavy rains have caused the sea to overflow into Alligator Pond, Manchester, flooding parts of the fishing village. So the lady ain't even reached yet, and flooding all over the place. Residents of Queen and Broad Streets in Port Royal, Kingston are sheltering in place after overnight rainfall left the area flooded. Imagine the lady didn't even reach good yet. And it's the amount of rain and intense winds that they're getting. CNN, Fox, everybody's on it right now. Could you imagine? Look, this the man, look, the jock man outside. I guess the jock man want to make a money before. Like people then plan to cook, so they're buying people stand up by jock man to buy jock chicken, you know. And all this rain with umbrella and stand up by jock stand. Boy. Wait. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. I'm trying to get. I just saw a latest. Where did it go? I saw a latest. Let me go back on Observer. Anyways, so we'll continue to keep you posted. But in the meantime, Prime Minister Holness also addressed the nation, and he says that he highlighted the risk for low-lying and coastal areas as well as riverbanks and hillsides, which are particularly vulnerable to flash floods and landslides. So they're asking people to move, go to the shelters. Do not try to brave it out. Do not try to stand up to this, because this is not. The Child Protective Family Agency has 50 of the residential childcare property secured. Well, that's as much as they can do. So we continue to provide updates and what have you. If you have family and friends over there, continue to check in as much as you can, and get word as to how they're doing. Yeah. Should already call this Hurricane Gabby. Yeah, so with that, I ain't to take quick easy and return them. Where you see it? Jacqueline, man, you're never in the same place yet to take pictures. You're always like a bus kite. Anytime me and you in some same venue, you up and down like you the promoter. Every time I turn you passing, up and down. You never stand still long enough for me and you to take a picture. So when you decide to stand still like the others, then yeah, we can take several photos together. Until such time, guess you eat axe. So yeah, we moving. It's 3:00 p.m. Yo, y'all missed a party. I'm still praying for us to go to according to some of them bothering me because I got to go for myself. For y'all seen it? For Tales. I finally seen it good. Anyways, go on Power Page and y'all see the pictures from Tales. Yeah, it was a real nice party. I sang. It was good music, good energy, you know. So New York. It ain't happening like we got to come for yourself. They simply not heeding the call to evacuate. No, they're not. They're thinking that they can beat this. And it's like, y'all don't understand what's coming your way. 165 miles per hour force winds isn't anything to play with. Because what happens, you have the storm surge, and what it does, it drives the water inland. And if you're living near the shoreline, anything in its path, it will definitely damage it. So you and a lot of these homes aren't hurricane ready. They can't withstand category 1, much less a category 5. You know? And people are just so stubborn. They're thinking that, hey, I can stand. You're not stronger than 165 miles per hour force winds and heavy rain, torrential rains. So I'm praying that no lives. Jackie is like a rolling stone. Lindy, morning sis. Yeah, I'm praying that lives will be spared. That's the most that we can do at this point in time, and be ready to. Clarina, you were there and you ain't say nothing. You ain't come and show with your face. Okay, I believe you were there, man. Aruna and Bikavet. Really? Oh my gosh, she lost her dad this morning. I swear today is just like bad news Monday. It's like, ah man. My condolences to the Vento family. I'm gonna reach out to her after. But condolences, Ambika. Condolences. Wow. Lost her dad. So I lost her mom now a while ago now. Her dad is gone. Wow. Time is it? Okay, I think I have time to touch the next topic quickly. I'm not sure how many of you have been paying attention to this. Yeah? It's a difficult, we don't have a lot of time, but we're going to make use of the time we have. A difficult but a necessary conversation. One that hits close to home for many. I posted this on my page this morning, and it was shared on the Times Caribbean page regarding the recent reports. And this is something that I speak of all the time. And that is why I get so, annoyed when I see people making confusion for all sorts of things. And I'm like, the things that we need to really stand firm for, we don't. And we take this for a joke. It's like we've normalized it. But having it, bringing it to the forefront again by the Times Caribbean, which says, recent reports have placed Grenada and St. Kitts Nevis among the top 10 countries in the world with the highest recorded rape rates per capita. Now that's a headline when I saw it that stopped me in my track. It's not something I didn't know because I always speak on it. But it's also a call to wake up and talk about what's really going on. But let us start by understanding what these numbers mean, right? These statistics come from international data, mainly from the United Nations and national police reports. And they show that per 100,000 people, Grenada and St. Kitts Nevis have some of the highest recorded rape rates in the world. Not the Caribbean, not the region, the world. But here's the thing, that doesn't necessarily mean that our countries have the worst problem. It could also mean that more survivors are reporting, or that the system for reporting are improving. Still, no matter how we look at it, the numbers remind us that sexual violence is real. It's happening all around us, and we cannot stay silent. That is why I said last week, we have to start, when I spoke about the young lady and being a victim of a sexual assault and all on what she's going through right now. And so many of you coming down on her and not coming down on the men, y'all brothers, y'all uncles, y'all cousins, y'all nephews, y'all sons, not coming down on them, but attacking this young lady for reacting for something that was done to her and has never healed properly from. But that's another story. The question is, why are so many survivors still afraid to speak up? Do they feel protected when they report? And what are we doing as a community to make sure they're believed, supported, and healed? Because while many are reporting, there are still survivors that carry their pain in silence. They either fear judgment, shame, or being blamed. And sometimes the people who should protect them, they turn a blind eye. Maybe there's somebody's listening and who've been through it. Maybe you never told anyone. If that's you, please know this. What happened to you is not your fault, and you deserve help, healing, and justice. And if you'd like to share your story, anonymously, of course, you can always message me. Your voice might just give strength to someone else, you know? And we also have to talk about the culture we grew up in, the things we joke about, the way we raise our sons and daughters, the way we talk or don't talk about consent. And a woman might get upset for a man doing something as might seem as simple to him, like slapping her on her butt or touching her chest or just in touching you, and you didn't invite that person to touch you, didn't give consent for you to touch you, and then when you would hear, why are you touching me? And they in turn will respond, what you playing? Why you playing? You feel you're better than people or whatever. And there are women as well as men who look at you in a way because you feel offended by this person touching you in an inappropriate manner without your consent. Something as simple as somebody slapping you on your butt. We dismiss it, but all of those things, the little things we joke about, it leads to bigger things. In some spaces, it's still taboo to speak about rape. But until we can name it, we can't fix it. Consent isn't complicated. It means yes, no means no. And no one is entitled to your body. Not a partner, not a friend, not anyone. And I think we need to move from more awareness to action. That means more survivor support, better police training, stronger laws, better education about respect and boundaries, starting from childhood. And if we truly believe that women deserve safety and dignity, then this just can't be another headline. It has to be a turning point. Let's stop whispering about it. Let's stop blaming. Let's start listening, supporting, and demanding better. Because every woman, every person deserves to live free from fear. And until that becomes our reality, we will definitely keep the conversation going. I'm seeing a couple comments here. Shotpre says, curses passed down onto generations for decades upon decades. There's not enough programs directed specifically for men to understand or deal with breaking from these behaviors. There's programs for the women, but a lot more of these programs should be geared towards the ones doing the acts of harassment and sexual misconduct. A lot of mental damage that cannot be fixed by court hearings. Totally agree. Totally agree. And I think that is something we need to look at. We need to shift focus, shift gears, because like you rightly said, we do have a lot of things in place for women, but what about the men? If they believe this is normal, if they believe this is okay, but they continue to do it. But if we start from childhood, teaching our young men about boundaries and respect and understanding that no means no, and a woman dressed a certain way is not an invitation for you to sexually assault her or harass her. Because you hear that a lot of the times. It's always shift the blame from the perpetrator to the victim, or if she wasn't dressed like this, if she was more covered up. And I always ask the question, okay, what about women who are clothed from head to the sole of their feet? All you see is their eyes. You don't even know the color of their hair. You don't even know their shape. What about those women who are still raped, who are still sexually molested? How do you excuse that? What is the excuse then? If so, you looked at her eyes, and her eyes said, come assault me. What someone wears should not be an invitation to you to force someone against their will. And unless we get to that stage, we'll continue to victim blame and shame, and perpetrators think they all have all rights to do so. Morning.
Morning. All of your points are valid, especially the fact that we as men need to know personal boundaries. When it is considered to be taboo, talking about it, versus the actual act of it. We would not want someone to do that to our spouse, our family member, our relatives, and so on, and knowing that they feel uncomfortable. However, and this is just me giving, this is a very minor case, very minor situation. And this happened up to this morning on social media when I checked out a post from the LA Times about a week ago. A gentleman, this is someone minding their business on a sidewalk. A young lady had on her headphones, walked off of the sidewalk and attempted to cross the road. But she had on her headphones, had in her phone, not paying attention, right crossing the road. The young man saw her about to get struck by a vehicle. He did the heroic thing, jumped in and pulled her away from the oncoming vehicle because she couldn't have seen the vehicle because she was walking between two vehicles and he had a better standpoint, a better view. There's video evidence of it. She in turn is suing him for sexual harassment because he held her without her consent. Mind you, he literally just yanked her away from oncoming traffic. I showed the video to my wife this morning because I didn't want to say anything as a man because I want to know what a woman's perspective is. Show my wife. My wife obviously showed that she was irated at the fact that some women can abuse entitlement. So, yes, I want all men to know to avoid, but you don't want a situation where you're heroic, and this is a very minor case, very minor situations. Your heroic actions by some will be seen as predatory and sexual harassment by others. And there's a growing case. As minor as it is, there's a growing case of that. So I want everyone to be mindful. Don't touch anyone that don't want to be touched. And I'm very sorry on behalf of men who unknowingly did things to make the opposite gender, women, feel uncomfortable, unintentionally. Those who are intentionally doing acts, lewd acts, whether it be touching, rubbing, caressing, unwarranted attention, I believe there should be stricter penalties for those. I could be wrong. I would say put them in the middle of Tantine in the hot sun in a galvanized portable toilet and let them stay there for 12 hours. That's me. Let them learn. However, nonetheless, the law is here to protect, or should be here to protect, by priority, women, elderly, children, property, livestock, and then man, in that order.
Gotcha.
That's me.
Alrighty.
Stay toxic.
Thank you. Goodbye. So, Andrea says, and even in the middle of a situation where you may have initially agreed, the minute you feel you don't want to continue and you utter no or stop, then that's a wrap. No means no. And I totally agree with speaking to our young men, our boys, from a very, very, very early age, from a very, very early age, to let them know and understand that no means no. You cannot and should not force yourself onto anyone without their permission or without their consent. And imagine they're speaking on what is reported. What about those that are not reported? If they were to add those numbers, as small as we are, 100,000 people in the world, if that isn't something to be concerned about, I don't know what is. If you are not concerned and disgusted by this news, then I don't know what to say. Especially if you have children, sons as well as daughters. Remember, they said top 10, St. Kitts, Nevis, and Grenada among world's top 10 countries in rape rate per capita. It's a sobering reminder that the Caribbean must urgently strengthen survivor support, prevention, policing, and data systems. Aggregators that compile official criminal justice statistics primarily from the UN Office on Drugs and Crime and national police reports, have for years shown Grenada 30.6 per 100,000. And not yesterday, not last week, not the week before. They're saying for years, the UN office and national police reports have shown for years that Grenada and St. Kitts and Nevis 28.6 per 1,000 in the top tier of countries when ranked by reported rape rate alongside Southern African states and a handful of high reporting European and Atlantic jurisdictions. Imagine this. So we can continue to bury your head in the sand and pretend that, this is not happening and whatever. But it is real. It is real. And this is an urgent call to action by our lawmakers, our judiciary, etc. Stiffer penalties and, of course, making it easier for victims to report and know that it will be taken seriously and acted upon and they will be protected. When I was giving you guys the story about the young lady that ran away and continues to run away repeatedly, and y'all were talking about she this and she tattoo and she weave, and not understanding that beyond the tattoo and the weave was a young lady that was molested at a very, very tender age, and the perpetrator was released back into the same community where she is. Yeah, I don't think that would do something on your mental psyche, like seeing this person who assaulted you sexually without your consent. So when you see people act in a particular way, we need to look deeper and not just at surface value. Because I saw so many women not even asking, well, why is she doing this? Why is she running away? Nobody just get up and run away for no reason. You're crazy or you're possessed. It has to be something you're running from. You have to have some sort of mental issues if you just get up and leave your good home where everything nice and kosher and just going somewhere else or trying, and based on what a family member said, trying to leave the country. There must be something. She has attempted to leave the country. And that is a story I need to follow up on, because I saw the family member been posting a lot of things regarding her treatment and what have you. And we honestly don't take these things seriously. And it's from the highest to the lowest, we don't take it seriously at all. It's like this is just a job. And we don't see this as a human being deserving of love and care and respect. To a lot of people in that field, it's almost as like just a job. They become so desensitized to it. It's like, okay, I'm doing my job and I go home and whatever. We need people who are deeply passionate and care about other human beings. Their dignity, their self-respect, getting them back into their communities healed. And unless we do that, we'll continue to have these programs and we'll continue to have, these conversations about the rape culture. But as it is right now, and like Gabby said, we need to hold our brothers, fathers, uncles, and cousins accountable. We as women protect these predators and act like we don't know what they do. And a lot of you are fully aware of that. Like everything is just sex. Like y'all you're innocently minding your business. You throw up a little picture of somebody in your inbox, they want to sex you. They want to do you this. Like y'all just live, breathe. Like y'all didn't see nothing else in a female except sex. No, okay, that's a beautiful lady. Keep it pushing. In workplaces, it's like women can't get a break no matter at home, you're not safe. Where you're supposed to be the safest, you're not safe. You go to your little work, all the man eyeing you up and down, I want to have something to tell you. And every day is like a battle. You have to be constantly trying to avoid them, pretending that they're reaching over you to do something. I've heard so many reports of women saying that, playing their lifting around them and then touching their breast, touching their behind in smart and all kind of nastiness they're all getting on with. Don't talk about just walking the streets. People don't know how to compliment you and say, hey, nice outfit, whatever. It's like we have this rank culture that we need. It's ingrained and sipped into us so deeply that we don't see that we have a problem. But here we have an organization telling us we have a problem. What are we going to do about it? Morning.
Good morning, Aruna.
Hi, morning.
I like the topic that you have, As you stated there, with the same what you know said there about when somebody go into your inbox. And these days I find it regular now because all this morning I have the same problem. You don't know them people and them, and they go in on Messenger, and before you could, even till you get a friend request, straight in your inbox.
And sending pictures of their business that you didn't ask them for.
And then what they want? Hey, when you come and give me I want some sex. Long I watching you, watch. Just hold those things and say hi. I go in the button they call block. And that is what I cannot take with men. Before you talk to them for a couple of weeks or just a month or 2 months, they want sex. What's so nice about sex? I tell them already, baby oil, get baby oil and massage it. And leave women alone. Some of us, we will be in a relationship, man break we heart, we relaxing. Get baby oil and massage it. Have a blessed day, Aruna.
Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. No, seriously. You much times in such a block we played with box, like, how you just comfortable, you don't know somebody from somewhere, you just sit down, lie down and taking a picture of your private parts and just sending for somebody. And it's like, ew. And half of the time it's like ew, like you're literally gagging, you want to throw up. Like y'all think y'all sending something. Nobody wants to see that. First thing you say hi, and it's like hi is and all they want from you is a hi. As soon as you respond hi, you're thinking it's something of importance, something they come in to tell you. Next minute you're just seeing picture hitting you in your face. All hours of the night and morning, sit down taking pictures of. Y'all need to find something to do with your hands. Go break rock, go plant peas, go do something. It's like, y'all are just like, there's some, like, we need to have a week of praying out some of them sex demons some of y'all have. Like, I swear. Y'all are sex demons that we need to have some sort of prayers and some kind of crusade or something to. Nobody is saying, you don't enjoy sex, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, that's some of you, like, that's all you think about 24/7, 365 days of the year. It's the worst thing to receive on a suspecting picture of their ugly, ashy, one-eyed snake. Some of y'all out of time ain't bad. But, anyways, we shall continue this topic tomorrow, God's will. Because I just saw somebody in Boxman said they have a story to share. They'd like to share this story. So, say we need to open clubs in Grenada where men can pay for their attention. Grenadian women are not the easiest to get pleasure. If that's the rate where we have to go to get for y'all, so pleasure yourself. It's the same women that have to go in there to pleasure y'all, and nobody wants to do that just because y'all wanted to. So learn to pleasure yourself. Do something about yourself with yourself. Love yourself. You. Anyways, guys, we'll continue this tomorrow, God's will. So, thanks for checking in. I saw somebody said they wanted to make a call. The same number is the WhatsApp number, so probably you can join me tomorrow because I'm out of time. The McCall person, the same number is the WhatsApp number, so you can save it and probably follow up. Yeah? It says the country is full of hypersexual losers. Y'all, nah, calm down. Calm down, y'all. Y'all addicted, man. Anyways, that's it for today.
Your journey to health and wellness begins at Nirvana Health Spa, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We will take care of you, both